Episode of Leah Talks, your daily dose of good vibes. I'm still your host, still your girl, that Leah girl. Thank you all so much for subscribing to our channel, and also thank you for the views for our last episode. It was really a morale boost for me, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Also, don't forget to share the link so you can get more people, your friends and family, to join, get into the conversation and just share some little dose of good vibes with them. Today we're going to be talking about our second episode. So chill back and relax as we dive into the Tinder Swindler. So if you haven't watched the Tinder Swindler, it's actually a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if I should call it a movie or a documentary or a non-fiction. I don't know what I should call it, but it's a real life story of three women who actually came out to talk about their experience on Tinder, and a particular guy who is now named the Tinder Swindler. And they talked about every single thing, their experiences with him, what they went through with him, what happened. And it's this particular movie actually brought up a lot of underlying issues that we have going on around the world that I would like to actually talk about. So as you all know, Simon Leviv is now the I don't know if I got that surname right, Leviv, I don't know. So he is now the face of be careful be careful before you go on Tinder. But I'm only going to start with the fact that Tinder is actually not a bad platform. People who know me would know why I'm saying that. Not a bad platform. It's just, I believe you have to, be cautious. And it doesn't make sense that you have to be cautious in every single thing that you do. So I mean, a lot of people, because of this whole series and because of this whole movie and everything, a lot of people have actually talked about Tinder, that place is this, that, there's to every good thing there's always going to be a disadvantage, you understand? And to every disadvantage there's always going to be an advantage. I mean, Tinder is not really bad if you know what you're actually looking for. So, and because this women came out to actually talk about, okay, this is what's going on. I mean, a lot of people have actually signed off on, okay, I'm no longer going on Tinder. Good for you. If you want to meet people personally, you want to see them at the club or at the restaurant, you meet them at church, that's also a good way to meet people. But also don't cancel out the fact that, okay, you can't meet people on social media. I mean, a lot of good stories have happened through social media, so don't cancel that out. Who is Simon Levy? Yeah. To be honest, Simon Leviv does not exist with a lot of, it's one person. One person has different names. Simon, Mordecai, Michael, he has different names. And from the series, I could actually see that it seemed like the kind of person who never really liked this life, who never really felt like, okay, this is the kind of life I was supposed to be living. He was born in Israel, and some of you have watched it, notice when they went to his house and they saw his mom coming in. I think his sister was in, and she was like, "Mom, come in. And the mother explicitly said, I don't know him, he's not my son, he left the house a long time ago, we are not connected anymore," and things like that. And it actually says a lot. It's obvious this guy never really liked himself. He never really liked the person he was. He never liked, his family or what it was all about. He wanted a new perspective. He wanted something else to be described of. So, he left, and he started doing, apparently the first set of people he scammed before he started scamming women were his two friends. After this guy left his house, his parents' house, he went to stay with his two friends who actually accepted, okay, you know what, come, you want to also come, also and shit like that. And this guy went to their house and scammed them by taking one of them's credit card. He took one of them's credit card and he started spending it frivolously. Like, that was where it started. I don't know I want to say it's a mental thing, but I think that guy is just completely a devil, because he took it to a whole other degree by actually scamming all these women. From 2017 to 2019, this guy actually scammed people, women, of $10 million. $10 million. I mean, that's just, and let's put the money aside. It did that scam, it did that fraud while manipulating them emotionally. I mean, there are so many evils out there, but you being a pathetic loser who can't work for his money, and just, let me pause on that. People like that will actually tell you, what do you mean I don't work for my money? That's work. Do you know how many sleepless nights I take in knowing, okay, how to get her to do this, how to get her to do that? They actually think that kind of thing is work. So I'm going to pause on that, but it just doesn't make sense. That guy was a devil. The way he did it, the way he went about, and it was so articulate about everything. You would know this one is the son of Satan. Gong. Like, he readied himself for women. Like, okay, this is what he's gonna do, this is what he's going to do. The backstories and everything. Like, it makes me question, like, his mental states. A lot of people will think about it and they'll be like, that's a genius. But then I'm thinking, how can you call that kind of person a genius? Like, left his home, changed his name different times, scammed his friends first, and then started scamming women all around the world using love and shit like that. And not only did he scam them using love, he actually terrorized these women. He terrorized them. Like, emotional manipulation. You put a woman into a state where she feels the love of her life is about to die. I mean, like, it's very obvious there is no length people will go. There is no, like, people will go any length to get what they want. People will go any length to get what they want. And that's Simon Levy. And the fact that he is actually a free man. Like, he's living, last I heard, I think in my research, they said he was actually dating a model, broken up now, but he's actually dating a model, and he was actually dating a model, and he is building a business platform where he's going to be giving people business advice. The funniest thing is, I am 100% sure people would actually pay to go to that guy's talk and be like, okay, yes, this guy is smart, let's learn business from him. And it's actually so crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Like, people don't, I think in this new generation, people don't really put into account, like, the kind of hurts they impute in people's life and just leave. Like, and there's no consequences anywhere. He was sentenced to 15 months imprisonment. He only spent 5 because of the COVID, and then he came out. Before you know it, he started buying different cars and shit like that. Like, yes, it is legally cannot be arrested, because, like, it's petty. What these things he collected from those women, in the manner at which he collected them, it does not actually look like a crime, but it is a crime. I mean, I pray to you ladies, I pray for you ladies, any Simon Levy in your life that is trying to swindle you, I cast them with fire and brimstone from the anointing throne of God. Let them land on anybody that is trying to Simon Levy you. I mean, that it was so, I mean, my mouth was, I was jaw dropped, like, all through the movie. But I really do hope he gets his karma one day. I'm just gonna let's just drop it to the side and talk about these 3 amazing women who actually came up and talk about it, to put his face out there. So let's just talk about the 3 amazing women who actually came out to actually talk about this. Now, I've said something. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I used to be a Cecilia. I'm not going to lie. I used to be a Cecilia. I probably am still a Cecilia, but maybe more enlightened now, and I think Cecilia right now is going to be more enlightened. Like, okay, you know what? I understand this game now. I understand this shit now. On social media and on the comments and on the critics boards and on reviews, like you hear people calling out these women and calling them gold diggers and shit like that. I don't think they should be victimized. I don't think they should. I don't think you should cancel out the victim. All these women came out to actually talk about something in order to tell or make sure other women out there don't make the same mistakes they made. Definitely for them to come out and then, you know, put his face out there, talk about what he did. It's not only because, okay, they want people to know about it, because they know, okay, we did make a mistake. We don't want other women to make this mistake of falling for this guy. You know what? Let's talk about it. And then they are being criticized for that. They are actually being criticized. Like, these women have been called gold diggers. I mean, for me personally, when I actually had this conversation with my friends, I said they did make some mistakes. And what was the mistake they made? They were not cautious enough. We always find a reason to want to blame the victim. We always find a reason to want to criticize the victim, not criticize the acts, not criticize the wrongdoings of the person that actually did stuff to them, but criticize the victim. You understand? It's okay for you to point out, no, but they shouldn't have made this mistake. But don't judge them. Don't call them names. Don't be like, oh no, they caused it. I mean, we live in a society where a girl can be working around and then she gets sexually harassed, and the first question would be, was she not? Why won't she be harassed when she's wearing short skirts? We need to stop that culture. We really need to stop that culture. So we live in that kind of culture, and it is a very wrong culture. It's a very bad culture. These women came out to talk about their experience, not a very, like, this guy put these women in serious debt. One of them had over $250,000 in debt. And then the next thing she's being called is gold digger. Like, they're like, they wanted the luxury life. Who doesn't? If we all had one opportunity, or make it three wishes to actually do something with ourselves, I'm sure luxury is going to take one of those three wishes. Luxury, living a luxurious lifestyle, is going to take one of those three wishes. And it's like, it's because they got conned because they fell for the luxury things. And I'm thinking, is it wrong to like luxury things? It's not wrong. I mean, for me, I think the only thing they did that I feel like, okay, probably led them to not pay attention to what was going on between them was that they were not cautious enough. I mean, and my friends told me that's what happens with love. You're not cautious. When my friend told me that people were criticized, I knew they were going to be criticized online, but after going on to watch and to actually read, and I'm seeing all these comments, and I'm like, wow. So there were also supportive comments. There were people who were actually coming out like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and things like that. But the percentage of the criticism, the bad judgments these ladies got is enough to get them suicidal. After going through that kind of experience, you still come out and then you can tell them, okay, you should have been more cautious. So sorry that happened to you. It's understandable. But you calling them gold diggers, saying they got what they got because they were also trying to steal, they also wanted to look like why? I mean, for me, I feel like that was like the most painful part of it. But they still kept on going. They got the Netflix deal, called him out, and now his face is plastered all over the world. So even if a woman sees another person on the picture anywhere, and then she goes to the restaurant and sees Simon Levy, she say, hey, don't be me. Don't be me. It's not me. And you, we are not doing this. That's what she's going to say. I'm not falling for this. I know you. You are either Simon Levy or Ishmael or
practically
Mordecai. known all across the world as the Tinder Swindler. And that's good. That's a starting point. I really commend these women for coming out to actually talk about this, because you can imagine the fear they must have gotten. "Oh, if you come out with this, people are going to talk about it," but they ended up doing it anyway, because they felt, if we don't talk about this, he's going to do it, and the next person is going to fall for it, and it could be worse. It put these women through psychological ordeal. These women are strong. Look, Charlotte practically slept on the same bed with him. Instead of being shamed, they should be applauded for their bravery. So right now, I just really think we need to end the culture of victim shaming and start condemning the wrongdoings instead of attacking the victims. Like, it's bad enough that these women went through an ordeal and they have to come out and talk about it, only for them to go through another set of ordeal from people who refuse to actually see the message that is being passed, but just want to criticize and have something to say about it. So, I mean, if you haven't watched The Tinder Swindler, go ahead and watch it. So generally, it's just, I would just like to say we should stop that culture of victim shaming. It's not good and it's not right. It's not okay for us to victim shame. Let us criticize the wrongdoing and commend the bravery of victims who choose to come out and speak up, because everybody deserves to come out and speak up. Everybody deserves to come out and say, this wrong thing was happened to me, and not listen to so that they can be criticized, but actually listen to so that they can be empathized. So that comes to the end of the second episode. This second episode was basically a movie review, like me criticizing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share the link with your family and friends so they can also watch the video and learn one or two things. Also, don't forget to comment. You can make your comments on the comment section. I'm going to read it. If it's something that we can talk about, we can also talk about it. If there's something you want me to talk about, if there's something you want me to know about, we can have a discussion about it. So just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.